Hi everyone, Andrew Oaktree here. Welcome to my channel. Today I would like to talk about the subject, cabin crew. Is it for you? Well, it's not for everyone, so you need to take particular considerations on the fact that it might be or not for you. You need to ask yourself a couple of questions and determine if in fact that's a career path that you might be able to choose for yourself. Now, I would like to ask you a couple of questions and try to determine if in fact this career might be for you. You might have people in your family, friends, acquaintances that worked as a cabin crew and many times suggested perhaps that you should try that career option. However, I noticed that not everyone is the same. People are different. Some people might be good at driving. Other people might be good at working with other people. Other people might be good in math. I suck at math. I worked as a cabin crew for years. Fun fact, actually. Most cabin crew did fail at math. But that's just between you and I. So, I would like to ask you if you have ever worked before. If you had a job before, if you just finished university, high school. And if you have worked before, was the work itself in an office? Were you sitting in front of a computer from 8 till 5? Because the thing is, all jobs are routines. Being a cabin crew is no exception. The only exception, actually, is the fact that within its routine, it kind of escapes normal routine. Allow me to explain. Being a cabin crew, if you work as a cabin crew, then you will have to work on different timings. You might have to go to work at 4 in the morning, 2 in the morning, 10 in the evening. It's completely random. You don't fly only to a certain country. You will fly to many countries. In a month, perhaps, you might have been to more than 10 countries, depending on which airline you're flying to. That also is very important because there are airlines who, let's compare, for instance, like an European airline. Most of the destinations will be in Europe. Unless, of course, you're doing long haul, in which, in that situation, you will be traveling to other continents. Maybe you would go to Brazil, Russia, who knows? Now, I want to ask you if the idea, the concept of seeing the world is something that attracts you. Do you like to travel? Do you like to meet new people? To work with different cultures? All of these are essential bases of being a cabin crew. You see, being a cabin crew, it's like any other thing in life. It gives you have pros and you have cons. There's no other way of looking at it. There is no perfect job. Though, depending on your personality, cabin crew might be that job for you. Now, being a cabin crew has very good perks, benefits. The pay is generally pretty good. And I always wanted the perfect job in the sense that I would be getting paid not to do anything. Now, you're thinking, come on, Andrew, that's completely absurd. Like, how can you be getting paid by not doing anything? Well, when you're a cabin crew and you travel to other countries, sometimes you have to stay there, spend the nights, spend the days, spend several days. And while you're there, in your hotel room, just eating, drinking, doing whatever you want to be doing in that room, you'll be getting paid. They will pay you. There are companies that will pay you per hour and companies that will pay you by meals, lunch, dinner, snack. And if you consider the fact that you are actually chilling bed and watching movies on your computer or Skyping or do whatever, you're actually getting paid to do that, which is great. That's the closest thing you will ever have to getting paid without doing anything. In reality, of course, you are doing something. You're not in your country. You're not in your home. You're providing a service for the company. Just letting the time pass until the aircraft can be brought from there to another country. Also, being a cabin crew provides you with a very high social status. I don't know if you're the kind of person that is into that kind of stuff. Personally, I really don't give a shit. But if you do, that's great. Family, friends, boyfriend or girlfriend will definitely see that as a positive thing. Being a cabin crew, using a uniform, having a couple of stripes perhaps, assuming a different position, coming and going from home with your suitcase every time you have to go to work, coming back exhausted, but then always with some souvenir from a different country. Now that's pretty cool. Also, aside from being a pilot, cabin crew is the only profession in which when you're working, you're actually working above everyone else in the world. You are working in the clouds. Your office is in the clouds. Whenever you have to go to the bathroom on an aircraft, consider the fact that you're taking a piss on top of everyone else in the world. I just hope that when you flush, it doesn't fall down. Nah, I'm just messing with you. It doesn't fall. Don't worry. You're not going to get a surprise on top of the car that you just washed. Plus, consider the fact that when you work as a cabin crew, you're faced with a lot of experiences. There are all sorts of passengers, all sorts of situations possible on a flight. There are easy people, there are harder people. I always see this as a challenge, actually. Something that allows me to prove myself that I can disarm a situation before it even starts. Example, passenger complains that he's cold. I'll just give him a blanket. Example, passenger complains about the airline. Aircraft is never on time. The food sucks. Always delays. It's your job as a cabin crew to create a bond between you and the passenger. And maybe even, if you're successful on it, being able to change a passenger which is actually starting to become quite upset or angry, not necessarily to you, but to the airline. And be able to turn that situation into something positive. To be able to change the mindset, the opinion of a passenger who got into their aircraft completely pissed off from some other experience and trying to put it on your shoulders, you being able to diffuse that situation and in the end even have that same passenger coming up to you, giving you a hug or shaking your hand and say thank you so much for your service. Now that's a rewarding experience. Aside, of course, from the fact that every time you go to an ATM to withdraw money and that little receipt comes out to tell you how much money you still have in your account, every day is a good day, my friend. Also, something which most cabin crew or videos out there, they don't tell you about, is that as a purser, as a cabin crew, you get to see a side from humanity that you don't see anywhere else. Passengers, when they get on board, when they step foot inside of an aircraft, some of them, they become insane. I saw things which not even an animal would do. Things of which I am prepared to tell you because I find it to be very interesting and surreal. These, of course, will be covered in a different video. Right now, my goal is just to make sure that you know what it is to be a cabin crew and if that's exactly the type of person you are. Because being a cabin crew is not just a job. It's your personality as well. In any case, I will be posting more videos, some about like the pros and cons about being a cabin crew. And I hope this video helped. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe to my channel. I will have a lot more content for you in the future, and I hope to see you on the next video. Take care.